What's going on now? Got someone outside. Oh, it always seems like there's something happening. uh, oh, those are my kids in costumes. I didn't know who it was. I'm Sharla Ember, and I haven't really gone live on this page, but really the purpose of this page I made in order to have a platform to talk about maybe some things that would be possibly considered controversial. I don't know. All I really want to do is to, hi Leanne, I really want to speak about some things that are on my heart and that I really feel spiritually led to talk about, and I haven't really known how much to go into with it, because my goal and my intention is definitely not to cause strife or fear or division. It really is to help bring us hope and help us see through a lot of what's going on today. There's so much happening, and I really believe that there is something much deeper happening than what we're seeing on the surface. And just through lots of research that I've done, a lot of praying, a lot of meditating, a lot of centering in and just feeling into what's happening today, I have felt like I've seen some things that have really brought me hope and helped me to feel more at peace and centered and trust the process that we're in right now and trust that it is a good thing that's happening. And I know it's difficult for us to see through things that are bringing us trauma and suffering as being a good thing, but that really is how things work. When I was first waking up to some deeper truths in my own life, what kept coming to me was a refining fire, and that just was a consistent message to me that God, love, is a refining fire, and there are things that and now learning about science and learning about vibration and knowing more about the law of attraction, that it's really a principle of life. And that's why love is a refining fire, because there are things in our lives, personally and collectively, that cannot stay there. If we are to raise our vibration, so to speak, or if we are to come into more understanding and more peace and more love, which are higher vibrations, all of those lower vibrational things have to burn. They have to die. They have to leave us. And we've got to be able to allow this purging process to take place so that we can rise and that we can come into the truth of what we really are here to be and do. So there's so much that plays into this. There's so much information out there. And we're in just a really interesting, strange time, because there's a lot of information out there that gets censored. There's a lot of information out there that gets, fact checked, and depending on what you're believing or what those sources are, who is to say what the facts are. And so a lot of the sources that I look at are definitely not just random people. They are doctors, they are scientists, they are people that are really looking deep into this work, and they are shining the light on it. And I think it's very telling that a lot of their stuff gets pulled down. Why would that be? Why is there such a threat to some information getting out there? And I think we have to take a look at that. Why is that happening? It's my personal belief and feeling that there's some sort of agenda or narrative, that there are deeper powers that be that are not wanting us to see some truths that are really there to set us free. And that's what I believe the times that we're living in are all about. So I see this stuff and I don't get afraid. I actually feel hopeful, because I feel like, yes, we've been living really in a bondage society, and whether we realize it or not, that really has been what has been prevailing. And there's different things that I can bring out. There's certain things that have been written into law hundreds of years ago, back in the 1800s, which is a little over 100 years ago. there were some things written into law that have put the Federal Reserve in control and caused us to be more enslaved to the government in ways that we are not meant to be, that really are not constitutional. So I am about coming back to our constitutional rights, and I think these are very touchy subjects, because if you look at things on the surface and you believe the mainstream narrative, what that is really there to do is to have us be distracted and be in fear. And there's something much deeper going on, something so much bigger going on than the things that we are experiencing on the surface and all the division and all the stuff. So I'm not even going to go into all of that. So I just also want to say that if you are not into this kind of thing, if you don't want to listen to this kind of thing, then this probably is not the page for you to be on, and that's totally fine. But I have other pages you can follow, but also you don't have to follow at all. It's okay, you know. And I think that's a big part of this message, is that we need to leave space and leave a place for all people to have a voice, to be able to speak about what they feel is being shown to them to speak about. And I know a lot of us can run with narratives that end up breeding more fear, and that's not what I want to do. So I want to actually go into a prophecy that was revealed to me, and this is one of the reasons why I am not afraid of everything going on right now. Partially because that's my practice in life, is to follow the love and follow the peace, and that is high priority in my life. And if something is putting me into a state of fear, I have to question it. I have to say, why am I being afraid? Why do I feel this way? What is underneath the surface here? What do I need to know in order to come back to my center? Because it is my belief that everything that is happening for a reason. A lot of it's happening to uncover things that have been lurking under the surface for a very long time and are now starting to come into the light. So I just want to start with, this was about a year ago. I was meditating, and I started having a vision during this meditation, and this doesn't happen to me very often. Very, very rare do I get these pictures. But when I do, I really know to pay attention to them and make sure that I'm looking at everything, and then I write it all down. I was trying to find this vision that I wrote down somewhere, and I couldn't find what I wrote down, but I do remember it mostly. And then I'm going to read something else here. My nose is just starting to run. So it was a very simple vision that I had, but I was sitting on my bed meditating, and I started seeing this shaft of light that was coming down from the skies, like a shaft, just a broad shaft of light. And a golden horse started kind of flying down, coming down through this gold shaft of light. And it was very peaceful. It was, it felt just really, I felt really in alignment when I was seeing this. And as it came down, it came up to me, and it was like this incredible oneness and peaceful feeling that I had. And so I put my hands on this horse that did not have a bridle on it. It had no saddle, and I just was running my hands up and down its back. And as I was doing that, it was the gold was just shimmering off of the back of this horse. And I kept, in my vision, I kept thinking, why is this horse gold? And I even in my meditation was trying to change it to a different color, but it just kept coming back as gold. And I felt like the gold was very significant, although I had no idea what that was saying. And so as I was feeling the back of this horse, I ended up getting on the horse, and the horse just took off and started flying. And we were just flying over, just in the world, going to, you know, random places, and that was pretty much it. But the main feeling that I had was this victorious feeling, and I didn't know what it meant. So I ended up going and Googling golden horse, And it's funny because I Google it now and the same things don't come up. But at this point in time, I Googled it, and the very first thing that came up said the Golden Horse prophecy. I had never heard about a prophecy called the Golden Horse before, but it caught my eye, and now when I Google Golden Horse prophecy, it doesn't even come up. I have to go searching for the right article. I don't even think this is the original article that I found, but it says pretty much the same thing, and I don't know where that original one is, but I was really surprised to see something about a golden horse and it being a prophecy, because that was the feeling I was having during this vision. So I just want to read a little bit about what it is, because I really feel that it is important and pertinent to these times that we're living in, and I feel like it is what's going on right now. So this was a prophecy of the Rainbow Bridge prophecies of Turtle Island. Let's see, these prophecies are a part of the heritage of the Sweet Medicine Sundance Way. In 1254 BC, so this is a long time ago, in Oaxaca, Mexico, these prophecies were recorded by a council of 144 elders of Turtle Island and 12 elders from each of the other 7 of the 8 great powers on the planet. The elders of Turtle were powerful seer naquals, shamans, and magicians, and included both men and women, forming over 375 tribes. So the prophecies use the metaphor of a great horse race, with 8 horses of different colors representing mankind's different choices at critical turning points in our interaction with one another, with the earth, and with life in general. In the original speaking of the prophecies, the metaphorical animals were seen as dogs, for the dog is the keeper of the belief systems of a people. During the Spanish destruction and conquest, resulted in the introduction of the horse to this continent, and the elders saw that the medicine or alchemy of the race would change. The medicine of the horse is that it is the carrier of the belief systems of the people. Thus, it became a race of horses. Of the 8 horses in the race, 4 represent the 4 directions of the wheel of life, and they hold the balance and stability of the race. The red horse carries the earth changes, such as earthquakes, floods, droughts, reactivated volcanoes, critical shifts in weather patterns. All these are the earth's way of rebalancing and purifying herself. In recent years, earth changes have escalated both in frequency and intensity as the earth deals with the destruction and imbalance humans continue to perpetrate. The white horse carries the impact of economic, industrial, technological, and scientific forces on people and countries. The sacrifice of nature and human rights worldwide on the altars of profit and power is the legacy of this horse, and it feeds directly into the impact of the dark horse. It also goads the red horse, for it jeopardizes the earth's health and stability. The dark horse carries the shadow energy of humanity. It races for war and manipulation, for ignorance, superstition, and blind religious dogma, for tyranny and oppression, and for the attacks on our constitutional freedoms and inalienable rights, such as freedom of religion, freedom of the press, our right to bear arms to defend those very freedoms. It races for pestilence, famine, and disease, for poverty, and for struggle between the masculine and the feminine. It champions racial and ethnic hatred. Quite simply, it carries the worst in us. The gold horse carries beauty, power, individual autonomy, and freedom in peace. It also carries humans in unity, humans living in harmony with one another, teaching one another, sharing with one another, loving and healing one another, caring for and protecting the earth and all her children. It races for a world gifted with enlightened leaders and free-thinking minds, for compassion and respect for our differences, and for humanity working together for mutual benefit and welfare. The gold horse carries the best in us, our shining potential for greatness as enlightened humans, as rainbow light warriors. These prophecies speak of the need for the collective presence and intent of 144,000 rainbow light warriors or awakened humans fighting for peace, harmony, and individual autonomous freedom to bring the gold horse to victory. Let's see here. According to the prophecies, as the millennium ends, the dark horse is leading the race at this time and lunging farther and farther ahead of the gold horse. So, I wanted to read this because of having that vision and not having any idea what the golden horse prophecy was. But in that vision that I had, the gold horse was winning. It was a victory. It was a victory ride on this horse. And that is what I believe is happening right now. And here it's saying that the dark horse was leading at the end of the millennium. And I feel like we are in that transition right now. There has been this dark energy that's been underneath, and there have been dark forces really ruling the world. It's you can definitely look deeper into that, and I might go into that more on more videos. But you know, it's all perfect. It's all leading us into who we are. It's all been prophesied in many different religious texts. This is not the only thing that's ever talked about something like this. And I think it's all coming to a precipice right now. It's all coming to a head, and we are in that transition time. And so a lot of times it's darkest before the dawn, and we are experiencing kind of the throw up right now. We are experiencing the whitehead pussing out on the pimple, and it's getting ready to pop, and it's going to heal. And we are going to heal as a nation. We're going to heal as the entire earth, the entire planet. We are coming into, I believe, an age of peace, and we are going to see that come to pass. And that's really exciting for me. And I feel like it's really important that we don't get caught up in these fear-mongering narratives that are happening right now. I know it's really easy to do, and I do it, we all do it. It's kind of difficult not to do it because it's just kind of being pushed in front of us so much. But we have to reach deeper than that. We have to go into our spirit self, our higher self, the Spirit of God, whatever you want to call it, and feel the truth, and feel that we are here for this time. This was all meant to happen, and we need these things exposed, and that's why we are going through so much turmoil right now in the earth and on the planet. And we are going to come out on the other end successful, victorious. The golden horse is winning. Now, I believe either that vision that I saw was showing that it is winning now, or that it is going to be winning. And we can trust, we can let go. And this is a growing experience for us personally and for us collectively, but primarily for us personally. It starts there. It starts inside of us, and having a personal internal victory within us. And that is being victorious over fear. Not being tempted to move into these dark energies that want to take us away from our center, that want to take us away from our power, from our sovereignty, from holding a space of knowing who we are in the spirit, beyond this third dimensional plane, that we are truly eternal beings having a temporary third dimensional experience. And when you get in touch with that deeper understanding of yourself, it makes it a lot easier to see. You actually raise above all the noise, and you can see it for what it is. And since that's been happening with me, it's incredible, the things that are exposed and the things that you start to see. And again, don't get carried off in those things either, which can be scary, because you can realize, wow, there's been a lot of horrible, dark things. There's a lot of pedophilia that's being exposed right now. I believe that that's kind of at the core of all of this that's happening. I feel like there's a lot of false flags right now. There's a lot of distraction right now, because there is so much being dug up that's been there for centuries. And this is the time. This is the time for those things to be exposed, uprooted, and dissolved, and for us to be living in our power, in our strength, and living with this golden horse victory. So, feels good to finally come out here and talk about it. I've been wanting to talk about this stuff for a long time, and you know, I'm kind of one that I don't like to be controversial, even though I've always been a controversial person with a message that usually is not totally in alignment with the mainstream. It's just kind of been my lot in life, and I'm okay with that, and I'm becoming more okay with that. But I just encourage you, where you are, I think I'll just lead a short meditation right now of centeredness, of peace. The more we can do this, the better, because we're going to ignite what is really real. You know, the things that are real, the things that are true, the things that are eternal, those things don't change. Those things are eternal. They have always been, and they always will be. And what I believe it's love and peace. Those things are constant. The things that fall away, the things that change, those are not real. Those things are kind of just created in this illusion that we're living in right now. So I know some of that kind of talking is hard to put your head around, but we are kind of living in a hologram. We are very powerful beings that create our reality. And what kind of reality do we want to create? That really is the question. And we can only create that reality by the vibration that we cultivate within us, by the truth, by the love within us. If we want more love, we have to be a match for love to be created. We can't just keep fighting for love. We have to really tune in and really get in touch. And I think that more and more people are starting to do this, starting to wake up to the truth of who they are and to the truth of what's actually been happening. So I just center in right now. I just encourage you to take some deep breaths in and out. I really like to take deep breath in, focus on your third eye or your brow, which is bringing your energy up. It's bringing your vibration up. It's actually helping your cerebral spinal fluid to move up. It always goes through cycles, and it helps to come up to cleanse your mind, cleanse your blood. Hold. And then release. If you just do this several times a day, it'll totally change your day and your life. So we just tune in to our hearts. We let go of all the fear. We let go of all the noise. We let go of our need to control. And we release into the unknown, but knowing that there is love there in control, that God is in control, that Spirit is in control. Something eternal, the source of all things, is in control of this whole thing, and we don't have to figure it out. So I release into that presence, that powerful presence that holds me, that knows me, that loves me, that is personal and impersonal. A love that goes beyond any imagination. A love that is purifying all things so that we can be totally in tune with the truth of who we are. I release, I let go, I allow this energy, this love, to fill every single part of my being, every single crevice, dark corner, secrets, anything that's hidden. I allow to be uprooted and changed within me. Thank you. Thank you that you are with me every step of the way, that the Spirit is calling us all, guiding us all into this powerful place of love and truth and sovereignty, where we are free to express, where we love our neighbor, where we love ourselves with true love. I allow and let go. I trust the Spirit with my family. I trust this powerful intervention right now that's happening, this powerful energy that's coming in and helping us all to come back into alignment with the truth, living in harmony with nature, living in harmony with our true nature, with our true selves, living in harmony with God, with the Creator of all, with the life force. We allow it to be. And I will not base my happiness on circumstance. That is one of the great lessons. Find the happiness right here within you, not based on any circumstance. So not focusing outwardly, but focusing inwardly, and you will find it. You will find it and you will have it right now in this moment. Nothing on the outside has to change for you to find that. That takes us out of the victim mentality into the place of sovereignty and power and truth within us. And I trust that my happiness, that my joy lies within me. I let go. I let go. I breathe and let go. I allow myself to grow. I allow all those things that need to change, that are not truly me, to let go and to change and to shift into the constant truth. Thank you. Thank you. I am grateful for this experience. I am grateful for all that is happening right now. I am grateful for the shifts that are happening. I am grateful because it is unto true peace and true love and true freedom. And I trust the process. I trust that those that are supposed to be in power are coming into power. The leaders that are supposed to be in leadership are coming into leadership. I trust. And I envision a planet of love and peace and joy and abundance. So just take a couple more deep breaths in and out. We let it all go. We move deep within ourselves. Thank you. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for being with me. So, I'm going to post this also on my YouTube channel, The Awakening Revolution. If you haven't already, you can come subscribe over there. I post a lot on, I'm going to start posting more on this subject and on frequency and vibration. I think the science that has started to emerge in the mainstream is a very powerful piece to this puzzle. Beautiful Leanne, I love you. Because it's helping us to see beyond the physical plane. It's helping us to understand how we relate to our environment. And it's really all based on energy and frequency. And as we understand that it's shifting us from a view that was based in how good we are or how bad we are, and it's now starting to be based in the vibration that we're cultivating. And all of those things have a vibration: hatred, anger, love, peace, gratefulness, jealousy. Those all have a frequency. And when you realize that guilt and shame really are the two things that fuel suffering, releasing those lower vibrations. In our chakra system, the guilt and the shame, those come from our root chakra, our sacral chakra, and when we're out of balance, that is what is at work in our lives, and those are lower frequencies. Releasing the guilt and the shame is number one, is a very major focus with all of this in order to come into your power, because you are all deserving of love and joy. You are all loved. You are all embraced. We are all sovereign beings, and we're here to learn. All the things that we've experienced, all the things we've gone through, all the things we have perpetrated, everything we've done in our lives has been for us to learn. And when you look at it that way, it makes it a lot easier to let go. Not that we're not responsible for our actions, because we are, but forgiving yourself and forgiving those that have done things against us is huge and extremely important, that we come into that mindset and that understanding to release the guilt and the shame. Because guilt and shame, it can be very cunning. It can come in and it can cause you to want to keep hanging on to it because you kind of want to punish yourself or you want to punish others. But that always leads to more destruction. It always leads you away from the truth of who you are. The only thing that will lead you to the truth is forgiveness and love. So, thank you for being with me. I love you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye, beautifuls.